Alright, so trying to start up my own lawnmower for the first time this season. Got fresh gas in it, oil change, sharpened blades, a whole shot deal. Even cleaned the carburetor. And yet we have a problem. And let me give it a couple of pulls and kind of show you what's going on. This particular Honda engine requires to slide the lever on top of the carburetor over there, as far to the right as you can. And as soon as you squeeze the handlebars, that lever is supposed to slowly start sliding off of the choke position. And so let's do that. Okay, now normally this lawnmower starts on the first or second pull. So this is very odd, but I want to let you know that I dug into it and I found out it's not getting any spark. The reason being is because down here where the cable releases the brake, and there's a switch in there that grounds the engine, and the cable is not stretching far enough or pulling far enough to disengage that contact. So let me give you a closer look what I'm talking about. And just to show you what model we're working on, this is an older Husqvarna, obviously. And here is the model number. .5521CHV. Looks like it's from 2007. Alright, this has been a very dependable mower. Got a Honda engine on it. Self-propelled. Mulching capability. It's got the bagger. Use a little orange tape to fix up the hand grips. Huh. Thought it was cool. Right, there you go. So first of all, up here where the cable is connected to the bale, there's like wires sticking out right here. And then sometime in the past I must have put that on there to just kind of hold it in place. But if you go down to the bottom here, the cable pulls that direction when you want to start the lawnmower, and when it does that, it pushes on a button that, I should say, allows you to start the engine, because if that button is not pushed, then the engine is grounded and will not start. Alright, so let me try it again, but this time I'm going to give that cable a little bit more of a nudge that way. Now I'm pushing it further this way, and that should press on that button that kills the engine. Alright, so that's all it took, but I don't want to have to do that every time. So I'm going to take that cover off and show you what's going on underneath. Alright, let me pop this cover off right here. I guess I didn't have to take the gas cap off. Alright, now we'll give you a close-up here what's going on. Alright, this is a mechanism that I was talking about. When you pull on the cable here, it presses against this button, and that allows the engine to run. When you release and that button pops back out, it kills the engine. Let me squeeze the handle to give you an idea. You watch right here. But it's just not pressing that button far enough. So we're going to replace the cable. And the first thing I want to do to replace the cable is come up here by the handlebar. I'll pull this off of here. And then I'm going to take this clamp off. Normally you can just push this plastic pin out because it's just stuck through a hole in the handlebar. But this is holding it in place, so we'll take that off. Okay, and then you can typically just push this out or pry it off. Alright, gonna need 2 hands for this. There we go. And we will cut this cable tie that's holding that cable on. And the cable is routed through this loop right here. Let me get this out of the way. Right here. But now that we've got this all loose, we can come down here and take a closer look. And so the cable right here, we're going to do is pinch it right here. Yep. There's enough play in it now. We should be able to pull it through here. Well, it's rusty too. There we go. And we're going to pry on this part. Well, it's not behaving itself. There it goes. And so I got the new cable right here from one of many suppliers off of Amazon for about 10 bucks, I think. But I want to make sure that this one is the same length as the old one and that everything matches up. So we're going to, alright, you see this is the same, but let's line the cables up. And the other end is, it's hard to tell, but it looks to be about the same. I want to make sure that everything is, and the plastic is lined up on both ends, and it looks like it is. So out with the old, in with the new. Alright, so we're going to take the small end of the cable, feed it back through this loop, and put the cable back in this hole. And then we're going to push it in here till it locks in place. There we go. We'll go back up to the handlebar and connect it up there. Alright, and we know the cable was routed up this way. We'll put a new cable tie right here. and then it goes up to here, goes through the bale, and then this part snaps into the hole where the old one came out of. Tell you what, before we do that, I'm going to slide this clamp back up. The clamp didn't necessarily come with with it when it was new, but like I said, I must have thought I needed it at one time. So I'm going to put it back in place anyway. Oh my goodness. There we go. Snap it back in. There we go. Now I'll put the tap back on the lawnmower and see if it starts. Alright, before I put the top back on the lawnmower, I want to see if this new cable pulls this far enough now to press this button down. Oh yeah, much better. Alright, let's get it going. Alright, I think the reason that I put this pipe clamp on here was because you see the cable is pulling this way. So I'm sure sometime in the past it was pulling this out of place. So I'm just going to put the clamp back in there the way it was to kind of help support this cable pulling this way. Maybe we'll put a cable tie on here as well. Alright, so we've got everything back together. New cable ties right there. All that's put back together. Let's give it a pull. Alright, there we go. Now I can get back to mowing the grass. Alright, thanks for watching.